everybody, it's Dale, and I'm going to tell you today in a not so short video. This one will be going over 5 minutes, but I want to get you familiar with what your worst enemy is in your weight loss journey, in your fitness process. And no, it's not the mirror, although it does go hand in hand with the ultimate enemy here. Oh, sorry about my hair. Anyway, your worst nightmare, your worst enemy in this entire fit process is right here. That's right, it's the scale. Why is the scale your worst enemy? Because the scale is not a judge of health. The scale is a judge of weight. Even the ones that are BMI can be thrown off. Somebody who's got a lot of muscle and not a lot of fat, their BMI is going to get thrown off because of their weight and height. It's just that simple. This is literally a hard tool to use and stay emotionally invested in losing weight. And I'm going to go over some pretty boring graphs here in a second to show you what I mean.
Okay, so this is a currency graph on a downtrend, and it roughly equates to how you're going to end up looking at your weight loss. Now, instead of it being currency or a stock, this actually it took me a long time to find it, but I did find one that was relatively accurate when it comes to losing weight. Okay, and instead of a value over time, we can go ahead and chart this as a weight over time. So what you lose over a certain amount of time. With your weight up in the top left and your goal weight down in the bottom right, we are assuming here, obviously, that you are trying to lose weight and not gain weight. So this is the way I've set this up. Again, this is just as a general graph, not really, not going to be indicative of your particular weight loss or anything like that, but this is going to be a good example, so that kind of gives a good visualization of what I'm talking about. So the way I have the graph set up here, it's really, again, a very general graph, but I'm illustrating this in the fact that there are the horizontal lines are going to be numbers of pounds lost, obviously, and then your vertical lines, I'm putting the vertical lines at weeks, and then as you'll see here, I have the days as the little sort of tick marks between the vertical lines. That doesn't exactly add up, but for the purposes of this video and getting the concept, I think it'll work perfectly. As you take your data, if it's going to be every single day, if you're going to weigh yourself every day, make sure it's the same time every morning or every evening. Just make sure it's the same time of day. But you're going to get trapped in a couple of pitfalls. You're going to get overly excited when you see numbers start to drop, and that's great. Dropping numbers is exactly what we're going for, and that I want to be encouraging more than anything else. I don't want you to get set up for the fail when I talk about the pitfalls. And these here are the pitfalls that I'm talking about. You have the points, again, if you're taking your weight every single day, you're going to have the points that come up. That first bump especially comes almost back up to where your starting weight is on this hypothetical graph. That is going to be discouraging. And then you're going to come down and you're going to see that you're losing weight, which is going to be awesome, but then you're going to come back up a little bit, and then it's going to drop, and then it'll come back up. And this is particularly true when people are getting used to new routines. Your body's fighting back against the new routine. But stick with everything. I'm just trying to show you this to see what is going to work best for you. And I would love it if you left it in the comments as to which way you think is the best.
All right, and now what we're looking at is if you were to take your weight once a week, say on a Monday morning, Sunday night, beginning of your week, started out knowing where you're at. It's going to be hard to wait, and I totally understand that. And most people aren't going to be able to. They're going to want to take the data every day to see how they're doing. But if you look at when you take the week weight,
you're dropping almost every single time, with the exception of the plateau around week 5 there, which in this hypothetical graph would just be, what a plateau is. Your body's losing fat and gaining muscle, and the weight's kind of catching up there for a minute. So in this depiction, what you're really looking at is just taking your weight on that week, so on that Monday. So if you look as it goes down, you're going to see more positive results that way than to do it every day. Because instead of hitting all those little peaks in between, what you're doing is you're just taking basically all of that out, and you're seeing a more definite downtrend. Now, nobody is patient enough for a week, and I'm going to show you the month, and nobody is patient enough for the month. Not me, not anybody. It's just not possible when you're excited about what you're doing for yourself. All right, so as promised, we have your month weight here. And the month weight is going to show a downtrend. If you're doing the right things, you're doing better than you were yesterday and the week before and the month before and the year before, you're going to lose weight and you're going to show that. The problem here is patience. Nobody can put their scale away long enough to get a month reading. It just isn't possible. I don't have that sort of patience. I don't expect anybody to. This is just being used as an example to show the pitfalls of really just weighing yourself every day. And weighing yourself every day is a good indicator, but I'm asking that you just not get discouraged by when you hit those peaks, when you take those upturns, because you are losing weight. Your body is changing. It's just not going to show on the scale. Scales, like I said before, are not the best readers of health. They can't tell you all the information of the things that you've been doing. So stick with it. I promise you, if you weigh yourself every couple of days, 2 or 3 days, it's a great median sort of way to do it, rather than any of these. But all right, we'll get away from the graph and back to me.
All right, now that we're done with the graphs, I just want to reiterate that taking your weight every day is fine. Just be prepared for the fact that you're going to have those upswings. You're gonna have times where your weight's gonna come up and you're gonna plateau. It's like I said in the video, your muscle is going to start building and your fat is going to start lessening, and muscle weighs more than fat. So what's going to happen? Your weight's going to plateau because your body's trying to catch up. And then once the muscle starts burning more fat, you start losing again. So it's not a bad thing to plateau. It's actually encouraging if you know what it means. So stick with everything. Make sure you're weighing yourself where you feel successful. And if you're ready for those pitfalls for when your weight comes up, absolutely fine to do it every day. I suggest every 2 to 3 days to a week. I know it's hard to wait that long when you're excited about losing. But again, a scale is not a health meter. It is a weight meter. And there are so many things going on in your body that it can't accurately tell you how healthy you are. It just tells you your weight. That's it. Everybody's so focused on the weight, and that's all it tells you. But it doesn't say, oh, good job for using 3 of Dale's tips, or good job for walking 6 extra spaces to the grocery store, or good job for, taking extra trips doing the laundry. That's another video. And it's not going to say good job for any of that. All it's going to tell you is what you weigh. So use it. I understand why people do. If you're doing better than you did yesterday, you're doing a great job. Keep